Thank you very much. Nitakuwa kwa ufupi sana kwa ajili wakati umeenda. Rais na mheshimiwa shemegi yangu the right honorable Raila Odinga na waheshimiwa wote, mimi nataka kuwa kwa ufupi sana. Jambo la kwanza, nataka kushukuru wewe kwa kupata time kuja kwa mazishi ya George. Mimi nimepata nafasi ya kuserve presidents wa Kenya wote since independence. Nimeona serikali ya Kenyatta, mzee founding father of this nation. Nimeona serikali ya Moi, baada tulikaa naye 24 years. Nimeona serikali ya Kibaki, nimeona serikali ya Uhuru, na nimeona serikali yako. Na labda serikali yako ndio mimi nitaserve ya mwisho, na alafu nirudi kule Huisero. Nataka kusema hivi, sio wote kwa hawa president nimeona moja angelikuja matanga kama ya George. To be honest with you, I want to thank you very much for that. Kumpa Raila Odinga heshima ya kuja kwa matanga ya assistant wake. Na pia sisi tulikuwa katika Azimio vile unavyojua. Nilikuwa karibu sana na George. George is a terrible security organizer. Kuna wakati tulienda pahala, kuna upinzani ya watu wawili na wote ni watu wetu, na fujo imetokea, kuna yuko mtu pale katika dais, watu wote wameondoka. Mimi ndio nilienda kuambia mheshimiwa Raila, hapa nafikiria hatutakuwa na mkutano hapa, iko fujo. Raila akaita George. George akasema nipe 2 minutes. 2 minutes George had organized, everything was okay. Mkutano ikafanywa na ikaisha. Najua shemegi yangu kupata mtu kama huyo haitakuwa rahisi, lakini mama Karen, wewe umepoteza sana pia kuliko sisi zote. Mwisho nataka kuongea maneno Daktari Oduor amesema. Kuna mzungu mmoja amekuja juzi kule Mbakasi. Huyu mzungu kuingia kwa tax, yule driver wa tax anamwambia Ruto must go. Ruto must go. Mzungu anamuuliza, me am a businessman, I've come here, I have a chemical branch of my organization, where do you want me to go? Because mzungu hajui ni yeye anaambiwa he must go. Mimi nataka kuuliza wa Kenya, wacha tujaribu kuwa patriotic, tupende nchi hii. Maneno ikiharibika katika, na mimi nataka kushukuru shemegi yangu Raila Odinga. Kufanya kazi na serikali sio kusema you have compromised your principles. Nchi hii ni kubwa. I'm appealing to Kenyans, ni lazima tuje pamoja tulinde nchi hii. Na pia nimesikia katibu mkuu wa chama chetu cha ODM akisema maneno ya watoto wa huko kwangu. Pia ningeliomba nyinyi politicians, let us not mix politics with our young children. Tuache watoto wasome. Ukiwa ukitaka siasa, fanya na adults, usiende kwa watoto. Shanzi sana, pumbavu sana. Ninataka kuachia hapo. Nasema poleni sana. Thank you very much.
Hello. Asante ndugu Atwoli. We have, Your Excellency, 2 of your cabinet secretaries here present. We have the cabinet secretary responsible for East African affairs, the Honorable Beatrice Askul. And we have the cabinet secretary responsible for energy from our very own county, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi. Allow me to invite the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi to handle this part. Waziri, karibu.
Your Excellency, the President,
Daktari William Samoei Ruto, na hiyo mvua ni ishara ya baraka kubwa sana. Your Excellency Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Mama Karen, and fellow mourners, I will be extremely brief. But before I proceed, allow me to introduce my sister, the Cabinet Secretary for East Africa Community, ASAL, and Regional Development, the Honorable Beatrice Askul. Aje tuapa mbele awasalimie.
Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Kenya, Mheshimiwa Prime Minister ambaye ni baba, mama mjane Karen, waombelezaji wote, wanasiasa walioko, God is good and all the time. Mimi naitwa Beatrice Askul, ni Cabinet Secretary wa East Africa Community Affairs, ASAL and Regional Development. Kwa hivyo niko mahali hapa nikitoka kwa kaunti ya Turkana. Kwa hivyo nimeleta maombolezi zetu na baraka za Mungu kwamba yale yametendeka tukubali kwamba yalitendeka kwa sababu ni mapenzi ya Mungu. Tuko hapa kwa sababu pia babangu mlezi kisiasa ni Raila Amolo Odinga. Kwa hivyo nimekuja kusimama na familia yake kwa sababu huyu ni mmoja ya wale walikuwa na yeye katika undani wa kutenda kazi. Kwa hivyo tuna majukumu tukipitia kwa kiongozi wetu wa serikali ambaye pia ni baba yetu katika uongozi wa serikali. Hapa tuwe pamoja, tuomboleze mambo haya, tukitiana pia nguvu kwamba ni Mungu pekee uweza kutenda mambo haya. Juu hatuna uwezo kama binadamu, ni mpito ya kila na mmoja. Kwa hivyo watu wa Siaya, Mungu awape nguvu sana, awatie sana nguvu familia yake na watoto ya George. Mimi nilimjua George back 2004. Wakati tulikuja kujua baba Raila Amolo. Na mara kwa mara alikuwa anatuleta karibu. Nakumbuka siku moja wakati baba alikuwa Prime Minister. Ikawa kwamba kuna mlolongo hapo kupata baba si rahisi. Ikawa kwamba nimekuja na Mheshimiwa Imana kutoka Turkana. Wakati huo nilikuwa Secretary General wa chama kwa county. Mheshimiwa Imana alikuwa chama. Ikawa ngumu sisi kupata baba. Ikawa kwamba tumetext message kwa baba kwamba sisi tumetoka Turkana, tulifika hapa saa 3 asubuhi mpaka saa hizi hatujawahi kukupata. Baba alipata hiyo message around saa 5. Na mara moja tulikuwa pale chini kwa reception pale. Tulipata mtu ametumwa mara moja kutuchukua. Na I am assuring you wakati huo mwenye alitumwa ni George. Na tangu George ajue sisi amekuwa akitupatia all the time access wa baba. Ndio nikajua kwamba ni mmoja pia ya wale wanatii sheria za baba kwa watu wake. Kwa hivyo nilimjua wakati huo tukafanya kazi mpaka sasa. Baba pole sana. Wacha Mungu akutie nguvu. Mungu akuwezeshe. Ninajua mambo haya ni mapito ya kila na mmoja. Kwa hivyo siwezi ongea mengi. Mungu awabariki wana Siaya. Mungu awalinde. Your Excellency the President, we are here because you are here. Thank you so much.
Asante sana dada yangu Mheshimiwa Beatrice Askul. In our midst, we have a number of national government officials, and especially those who come from this region. They will not speak. I will just ask them to be upstanding so that you may know them. And they are led by my good friend and brother PS Raymond Omolo of Internal Security. Thank you very much, Daktari. We have got Dr. Umo Luga, a nominee for PS Medical Services. That is my good Vranda. Aya. Asante sana. Who else is there? We have got the chairman of the Kenya Sugar Board, who is also the son of the soil, Mheshimiwa Engineer Nicholas Gumbo. We also have in our midst, I believe,
commissioner at the Salary and Remuneration Commission, Mr. Odaktari Jalango Midiwo, and many others, many others. Let me say this, and very briefly so, because as it is customary, as cabinet secretaries, we don't make speeches in the presence of the president. But let me say this, that the man lying there was a great man, because a lot has been said about George, which I can confirm is true. I knew George in 1991, when I was a young university student in Nairobi. And George, amongst other colleagues of his, were then the youth of Baba and of course Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So we worked very closely with George and his compatriots, those of us who are from the university as students, and George and his compatriots, whom I would have referred to as the combatants in the then movement. We consider ourselves as the think tank. But we worked very closely together. We had a very seamless blending. Very seamless blending. This George was a very calm person. But earlier on, he was very aggressive. I think in his earlier days. And very alert. I remember one day, Your Excellency, when we were in Thika Stadium, that was sometime in 1996, as members of Ford Kenya then. The infamous Ford Kenya meeting at Thika Stadium, when there were divisions in the party, and we found ourselves in Thika trying to resolve the stalemate. We were faced by a very aggressive group that had obvious support of the police. And on our side, we remained extremely vulnerable. I, together with Baba and the rest. George, on that particular day, demonstrated utmost bravery and actually saved the day, because otherwise a lot of damage would have been done. Fast forward, Your Excellency, I found myself with George. You know, those days when you were youth, under Baba, being arrested was customary, was normal. You would be arrested every other day. But one time, Your Excellency, I think that was now in 1997, when we were clamoring for reforms as young people, and under Baba and his compatriots. I found myself arrested together with George. And we spent with him almost 10 days at Kilimali police station. Those days, there was no time limit for being incarcerated in police station. You could even stay there forever, under the old constitution. We stayed with George for about 10 days at Kilimani. Later on, we found ourselves in Kamukunji police station, and eventually, we found ourselves in Kamiti, where we stayed with George alongside other comrades of his, like Mumba Wade, who spoke here earlier on. In Kamiti, Your Excellency, we stayed for about 5 months with George. And George remained very firm, very firm and committed. One thing I want to say is that most of us who have worked closely under Baba, those of us who have been through the Baba School of Mentorship, one thing we have been taught is to maintain confidentiality. One thing we have been taught under Baba is to maintain confidentiality and to keep secrets. Your Excellency, these days I get surprised when people come out and say, oh, when I was serving, I was called, I was told to do so and so. Oh, when somebody came to meet me, I recorded him. That is something that we cannot do, those of us who have been brought up and mentored by Baba. Because we have been taught that you must maintain confidentiality. You must maintain confidentiality. Your Excellency, let me say this, that as we send off George today, we must appreciate the gains that we have made as a country. As a country. And I must thank Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, for accepting to work closely with you, Your Excellency, to unite this country. Your Excellency, where you sit, rest assured that Baba has got our collective mandate as the people of this region to assist you to unite this country. And that from where we sit, Your Excellency, there is no turning back. We have made a decision that we are working with you, and we are doing this to the end. To the end. We are doing this because we know that the country is much bigger than any one of us. Your Excellency, under your leadership, and I must say this here, it is the first time in the history of this country, since we gained independence, that we are seeing electricity being taken to our islands on Lake Victoria. Your Excellency, recently you came here and launched a serious mini-grid electrification project at Mageta Island. Here. Later on, I represented you in commissioning electricity projects in Ngode Island and Takawiri Island. Your Excellency, in this coming budget, we are planning to ensure, working closely with my brother John Mbadi and Mheshimiwa Samatandi, to ensure that we put in place mechanisms to extend electricity to Ndeda Island, to Oyamo Island, and to Sifu Island in Central Sakwa, here in Siaya County. And not to forget that we are also just about to open a tender to take electricity to Kiwa Island and Kibwagi Island in Suba South, Your Excellency. So these are happening because of the conducive environment that has been brought about by our coming together under Your Excellency and Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. As I conclude, Your Excellency, don't be threatened by anything or anybody. And those who are shouting, Ruto must go, I want to tell you, he is going nowhere. Oh, come on. He is going nowhere as long as Baba Raila Amolo Odinga continues to work with him. And we are all behind him. Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in this region, we are not known to be double speakers. We say what we believe in, and we do what we say. We have said in one accord that we are in this government of yours as a people, and we want to continue in that manner. Kwa hayo na machache, asanteni sana na Mwenyezi Mungu abariki. May George's soul rest in eternal peace. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Waziri Wandai, for those words. You know, my own session is now coming to a close. So allow me on behalf of the people of Rarieda, now that we have the attention of His Excellency the President, to say only 3 things. First of all, Your Excellency, in these grounds where we are mourning George Oduor, but we've been mourning in recent days. In this very school where we are, 2 students lost their lives barely 2 weeks ago when they were on top of a cistern or a pit that sank. And in fact, they are being buried today. So we mourn with their families. In this very school, Your Excellency, only about a week ago, we had a funeral ceremony for 5 ladies. 5 ladies who lost their lives again just in the local village when they were mining gold. And we appealed, and I've already met the CS in charge of mines, Waziri Joho, and the PS, to ask that they help us enhance the safety in terms of that. Your Excellency, the Ramba school that is mourning requested me to request and I am merely a servant, that you may find it in your heart that if you want to donate something to this school, their biggest problem is a dining hall. They have many problems, but most of the others I'll deal with. They have a capacity of about 2,500. The dining hall that they have built about 30 years ago can only accommodate 800. Akwayo kutoka akwayo. Secondly, Your Excellency, there's a very small portion of a very small road that was unable to be completed before your time. It is called Akado Kamito Road, just 4.8 kilometers. It has now taken 6 years, just 4.8 kilometers, Your Excellency. We plead that you might find it, not just to complete it, but once it gets to a place like Assembly Bay, and you know Assembly Bay, Your Excellency, we've been there with you. When you continue now, past Luak, then you go to the Right Honorable's home. That's 11 kilometers. So we request not that you just complete the 4.8, but you now connect it, so that when you come to visit your friend, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, you can choose not to go through Ndori, but you go through Kalandin. Dakupa Munbe. Lastly, Your Excellency, is affordable housing. Your Excellency, in this constituency, we are yet to get any affordable housing. But I've spoken to P.S. Hinga, and I've requested that for us here, our top priority is accommodation for students. Rarieda has 5 wards, and each of those wards has a tertiary institution. There's Mahaya Tivet, there's Masala KMTC, there's Agok campus of Jaramogi, there's Bwaja TTC, and lastly, there's Nyakongo campus of the Kisumu National Polytechnic. Our humble request is, may you find it in your heart to prioritize building students' hostels as our form of affordable houses. Secondly, I want to support Honorable Junet, and we want to assure you, Your Excellency, and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, that as one of those who crafted the Constitution, I fully support a situation where we realize the full fruits of devolution. And therefore, if things are stuck in the National Assembly, I will be the first to support Junet to unlock it. But we equally plead with you, Your Excellency, and the Right Honorable Prime Minister, that there's this other thing called CDF, NGCDF. Hii pia msitunyang'anye jameni. Hata ukiangalia hii shule, it is shining courtesy of CDF. I agree that members of parliament have no business involving themselves in the details of CDF, including construction. Lakini at the end of the day, CDF to konyo kozo konyo. Uye no okonyo kozo konyo. Koro CDF to beda and manani, we have to be careful. We ensure that it is restricted to the functions of national government, and the member of parliament has no business dealing with it. Awacho kozo kawacho. Lastly, I want to apologize to you, Your Excellency. Only 2.5 years ago, we were adversaries because as an advocate, counsel, I acted on instructions. I had my client, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, who instructed me through my leader, Senior Counsel, to challenge your win. And we did challenge it, and you know that. And you know, when we are there, we are kind of different. We don't talk the way we are talking here. But the Supreme Court said that was all hot air. And we accepted. So, Your Excellency, we accepted, therefore, because we were saying the government would be Raila Amolo Odinga. But the Supreme Court said the government is William Samoei Ruto. Adir kozo kadir. Therefore, you are the government. I thank you for accommodating our government. And the distinction, therefore, is we are not the government, but we are in government, courtesy of your accommodation. We are in government because we have donated experts like Opio and I to work with you. And we thank you for that. Uwinjo kimawacho kuzu kuwinji. Awacho ni ya. Kigato wachni one A sirikal. Like one A sirikal. Uwinja kuzu kuwinja. And for that reason, we beg that you give a little leeway to Waziri Wandai, Waziri Mbadi, Waziri Askul, and others. Because in this region, He has suffered for 60 years. So Dr. Buru said that give everyone their due. But you know, if you get 2 children, one who is hungry, you can't give them equal by way of what's called affirmative action. So hata Wandai, Ambadi na wengine wakifanya affirmative action, Your Excellency, uangalie tu na macho ya upole. Awaje kuzo kawacho. Allow me now to invite the governor of Siaya, His Excellency James Agri Orengo, to take over from here.
Hello? 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 Ero kamano, ero kamano. Ero kamano. Ero kamano. Now, we have a very short period and it is raining, so we want to make this bit as quickly as possible. And Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, Mama Khan and the family and the leadership that are here. Now it is my role to... I'll start by calling upon Honorable Wajakoya, 1 minute only, and then I'll call the governor.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, my Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, Governor Orengo, Governor Baraza, Governor Tuoma, Governor, my friend from Migori, Professor Nyang' Nyong', and the area MP. This is the first time I'm meeting this man, Ruto, after the election. I wish you had called me before, maybe stories would have been different. But let me take this opportunity to tell you that had I won the presidency, maybe I could have been the one talking here. But I congratulate you for your good work. The only thing I have to say, because I've been given 2 minutes, I will say 2 things. Number 1, devolution. Governors are suffering. Governors do not have money. The monies have not been sent to these people. Governors are borrowing to pay their employees. Governors are really being faced with the problem of not paying contractors money for devolution. That devolution was brought by the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Secondly, I would like you, Mr. President, and I recognize you, I would like you that when you go back home today, as the President, go and call Butere girls and their principal to State House, have tea with them. Tell them thank you, and then visit their school, harmonize relationship with the school kids. Otherwise, watoto wadogo saa hizi wanakuchukia because of the mistake that was done by your juniors. Correct them. You are my president, you have the sword of power, and you can lead the country if you have both of us. Madam George, Madam Chi-George, it's George that made me closer to Jacom. There are some people who had blocked me, and I've stayed with Jacom in Britain. I've stayed with Jacom's family, including the sister in UK. But when I came back, there was that buffer zone. It is this man who made me see Jacom, and then we blossomed. Finally, Governor Orengo, Inosiepna. Orengo, you have played a big role in my education. Orengo, you have played a big role in democratization of this country. Orengo, you have played a big role in doing what we have. May I take this opportunity to go and sit down to thank Baba. If you did not do what you did, this country would have burned. But we don't want to burn this country, Mr. President. I want you to go and tell Farouk and group, waambia wakae chini. Because this country is bigger than them. You are my president. Then I'll come and have tea with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now it is my honor and privilege to call the governors to come here and introduce themselves. Time is not on our side. Can I start with the order in which you are sitting? Governor Baraza, Governor Tuoma, Governor Ochilo, Governor Anyang' Nyong'o, and Governor Gladys Wanga.
Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Daktari William Samoei Ruto, kinara wetu wa chama cha ODM, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, itifaki zote zikizingatiwa. Bwana asifiwe. Kwanza kabisa, Mheshimiwa Rais, niruhusu nitambue mfalme wa the Wanga Kingdom ambaye ako hapa, Honorable Peter Nabongo, amekuja kuwa na sisi hapa. Pia niruhusu nitambue Kakamega Council of Elders ambao wamekuja hapa kwa siku ya leo kuomboleza ndugu yetu. Wasimame tafadhali, na MCS wa Kakamega pia msimame, MCA 20. Asante. Kwa niaba ya wana Kakamega wote, mimi nimekuja hapa kuleta pole zetu kwa ndugu yetu na familia ya ndugu yetu George Oduor, ikiongozwa na mama mjane, Mama Karen, na pia Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. George mimi nilimjua, na tumepoteza jemedari ambaye amedhihirisha wazi ya kwamba as a security wa Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, you must be loyal. My brother George apumzike kwa amani. Jambo la pili, Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi nashukuru sana kwa niaba ya wana Kakamega wote vile mlitia mkataba na Raila Amolo Odinga ili tuweze kueneza maendeleo katika gatuzi zote 47. Na leo my brother Junet amesema ya kwamba atakuwa mstari wa mbele kutetea pesa zije katika gatuzi zetu 47. Kwa niaba ya magavana wote, mimi kama mwenyekiti wa kamati ya fedha, nashukuru sana ule mkataba ambao ulitilia mkazo pesa za kuja hapa katika gatuzi 47, shilingi bilioni 450. Na mimi niko na imani ya kwamba wabunge kuwekelea mkono hizo pesa zitakuja hapa. Mwisho kabisa, kwa niaba ya wana Kakamega wote, nataka kusema kwamba sisi tuko imara na tunaunga mkono serikali ya mapana na marefu, yani broad based government. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais, Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, waombolezaji wote wakiongozwa na Mama Karen. Wacha pia mimi kwa niaba ya watu wa Busia ambao wamekuja hapa, mnaweza simama tu mpunge mkono, najua kuna waheshimiwa wako pale nyuma. Asanteni sana. Hao wote wamekuwa marafiki wa George. Tayari hatuwezi kurudia. Wale wamekuwa karibu na mzee, wengi mumetambua kwamba kupitia katika George huyu amekuwa pia kama mmoja wetu, kwa sababu huwezi kuwa kwamba ulikuwa karibu na mzee na ukose kumjua George. Yetu ya mwisho ya George, kwa mama nitasema tu pole. Mimi pia nimemjua George zaidi ya miaka 20 na kitu, na yangu ya mwisho nakumbuka aliniita tukitoka mambo ya broad based, akaniita kwenda kwa mzee, kwa baba, kwamba kuja hapa kwa baba kidogo baada ya kutia ile sahihi, na nafikiria ndiyo ilikuwa siku yangu ya mwisho. So George, fare thee well, may the Almighty God rest your soul in eternal peace. Ya mwisho, Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi tu pia nitasema, najua nchi yetu inapitia changamoto, lakini wale wazungumzaji ambao wamezungumza hapa, ni majukumu yetu kama viongozi kutatua shida zetu. Hatuwezi kusema kwamba tutazungumzia tu hizi shida ni kama kuna mtu mwingine atakuja kutatua. So vile tumesema kwamba Kenya ni yetu wote, na tukasema kazi ifanywe pamoja, haimaanishi vile watu wamezungumza hapa kusema kwamba ile maadili umekuwa nayo umeitupilia mbali. Ni kusema tu tutaweza weka mikono yetu pamoja vipi so that tuweze kufanya nchi yetu bora kwa sisi wote. So Wandai, umezungumuza na mimi nitasema tu, unajua ile mambo iko hapa Siaya ndio iko Busia. Mambo ya ring road ilikuwa almost the last 20 years haijafanywa, na hata ilikuwa imeshawekwa kandarasi. Shida zile za industrialization kule kwetu ndio tuko nazo. So tutatamani tu vile tunafanya kazi pamoja, that let it work for all Kenyans, including us there who are in Busia. Asanteni sana, Mungu wabariki.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, on my own behalf and on behalf of the good people of Migori, I bring my condolence to the family of George, to Baba, and to all Kenyans and the patriots who have lost a great person. Your Excellency, the President of Kenya, not many people know why Baba is called the People's President. Baba is called the People's President because of the love that the people have for Baba. But the People's President needs security. Security, if the People's President is not the national president, is not given by the state. It is this great person lying here called George that developed the network of civilian securities who always secure Baba. In Migori, where we come from, George had a wide network of young people who are always and will always be protective of Baba. Baba is a true friend, a true security person who is much better than the official security that will always be offered to you. We have come here to support you. We have come here to support all of us. Finally, Baba, hii miujiza mmefanya pamoja na rais wa Kenya called broad-based government. This is the greatest thing. On my part, around when we had KANU, tulikuwa na vita sana. I have been around when we had other parties. This understanding that you have brought and given to us as Kenyans has enabled us to sit everywhere, anywhere, including in funerals, na tulie na tuomboleze kama jamii moja. Continue it, and we hope in 2027 we'll continue like this. May God bless all of us. Asanteni sana.
The President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Ruto, the Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, the family of George, Mama Karen and the family, I bring you poleni sana for the loss of George. I bring you greetings from Kisumu County and from my wife Dorothy, who could have been here but has another function, who brings condolences to the family. I just want to say two things. George was a gate to reaching the Prime Minister. Maybe it was only me who Professor, wait a minute. Let me see whether I can pass this phone to the Prime Minister. And that was the confidential relationship I think George had with the Prime Minister. When he knew when there was somebody who wanted to reach him urgently, he had the confidence of passing his own phone to the Prime Minister. I thank the Prime Minister for that kind of relationship with George, because it made it easier for us to access him when he had meetings and very important things to attend to when we wanted to reach him. So I thank you very much. I thank George for the service he gave us as those who work with you and the confidence he had in us. Finally, Mr. President, I know those of us who are governors are in charge of health. The Constitution of Kenya gives a health function to counties. And we have been having some problems of health, especially the SHA. But let me assure you, Mr. President, we are meeting in the Council of Governors on Monday with your team to discuss these problems and to bring to the government tangible issues that need to be attended to.
for issues that concern SHA and the health system in general in our country. We shall meet on Monday, and you will get the information subsequently from your officers. We thank you very much for paying attention to that. And let me end by saying, poleni sana Jondori, poleni sana Siaya, poleni sana the family, who lose such an important person like George, who was a good friend, a good comrade, and a good supporter of us as ODM and as those who have struggled with Raila for so many years. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, the Church, and the family of the late George Oduor that we are sending off today. Wananchi wapendwa, hamjambo. First, as the national chairman of the ODM party, allow me to recognize all the ODM party officials right from polling station mpaka NEC. Nataka msimame mpunge mkono wale ambao wamechaguliwa katika chama cha ODM. Asanteni, mketi chini. Baba and the entire Jaramogi family, tunasema pole sana for the loss of George. George was distinct and he treated everybody equally. Alikuwa imesemwa sana, lakini jambo moja ambayo nitaongezea ambayo labda sijasikia ikisemwa, he was also a very consummate community developer. Mimi nilikuwa governor kule Homa Bay, where Karen comes from. Yeye ni Nyakindu, anaishi huko Suba. The last conversation we had with George ilikuwa kusupport kanisa huko Lambwe kwa family ya kina Karen. He supported the community and community projects. And may God rest his soul in eternal peace. Tarehe 7 mwezi wa 3, sisi wote tulikutana pale KICC. ODM walikuwa hapa, UDA walikuwa pale, na